Hey there. Saw Tangled yesterday, which kind of surprised me. I didn't really think after seeing trailers for it for a few months that I would actually end up watching Tangled, but I did. And I'm glad I did. I saw it in 3D. It was very fun. I will give it an 8. I thought it was a very solid film. It, as a note, and it was actually quite surprising, and maybe why they put some effort into it, is the fact that it's Disney Studios, Walt Disney's 50th animated film. Now, I don't know how they're keeping count. I don't know if they're including Pixar films in that, but at the beginning of the film, it tells you that the film you're about to watch is the 50th animated film from Walt Disney. So I thought that was pretty cool. And boy, I did not realize that the number was that high. So Tangled is the 50th animated film from Walt Disney. And I think it definitely is a highlight of the canon. It's a combination of the new and the traditional. New being cutting edge computer animation. The animation is gorgeous. There's something to look at all moments, at any portion of the screen. There is something different and beautiful happening. So I admire that. I am a big fan of animation. I love animation. I'm all about animation. So I don't really care if it's a kiddie movie or something that comes out. If I hear that it's good, if it's a cartoon, that's like America's bag as animation. So I don't think anyone does it better than us. But since it is, after all, our invention. So I always get to the animated movies. It's about, it's a retelling. Oh, I got off point. Sorry. It combines the fresh, state-of-the-art, cutting-edge computer animation with the traditional sing-song storyline. This is a musical. I did not know it was a musical. It is a musical with the morals. So you've got your old Disney tradition with the newest possible Disney traditions combined. They meet nicely. It's a modern retelling of Rapunzel, the lady in the fairy tale with the super long, flowing golden locks of hair who has her Prince Charming climb up her hair to rescue her from the inescapable tower where she's been held captive. It's about that. It's about Rapunzel, who has a very modern villain. That's one thing I really liked about this movie, is the villain is very modern. That and there are multiple villains at various times and from various perspectives. So again, it's a very complex story, much more complex than I would give it credit for. The villain is pretty much Rapunzel's mother, who she knows to be her mother. Which I guess when you think about Cinderella and maybe Snow White to some extent, it's not that new, but the mother is very passive-aggressive. The mother is very demeaning. The mother is very sarcastic. The mother is very rude. And how this acidic person raised such a beautiful princess. Well, one, I guess I'm taking too much into it, being that the princess Rapunzel herself is a magical entity in a way. So look at me getting all technical about it. But again, I really liked it that for half the movie, the mother is the good guy, even though she's not a good person. And then the last half, then she's straight out the bad guy. Where in the first half of the movie, her rightful parents and the people hunting her down are perceived as bad. And then halfway through, they switch to being the good guys. I found that interesting. There's also a male character, a ne'er-do-well, thief of hearts, who rescues Rapunzel from the tower, gets her out. She wants nothing more than to leave the tower. And he finally gets her out and shows her the world, and protects her. Which, of course, is what her mother does not want, because her hair possesses magical powers that keeps her young. I thought all the acting was great. All the voice acting was great. The music was okay. None of the music really hit me. Like, I think this is at least on the same level as the last. I gave Princess and the Frog. I gave Princess and the Frog an 8 too, but I really dug a lot of the music in Princess and the Frog. Here, the music is kind of forgettable, but it helps. I don't know, the story flows smoother. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Oh, I still got that sneeze coming. Anyway, I thought the voice acting was tremendous. The singing was fine. Voice talents that I can remember: Mandy Moore, Jeffrey Tambor, Brad Garrett. That's the ones I can remember, and I recognize those voices while watching. The direction is fast paced. It's very well directed. Incredibly animated. It really, I thought it had everything that an animated movie should have, and that's like seamless action, psychedelic imagery, a good moral, and excellent voice cast. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. It had everything. It did not leave me wanting, really. I guess I should justify not giving it a higher score, and the reason I'm not giving it a higher score is that, it was still childish, it could be accessed by anyone. That's, again, I think that's a credit to it. The audience I saw it with was a mix, but it was a full audience between adults and adults with kids, lots of kids. The kids loved it. As far as I could tell, there was a little girl like 2 rows in front of me who stood up on her seat and was jumping up and down for a while. So she was really having a fun time. I noticed that a lot of the adults were laughing as well. At times when kids aren't laughing, which is important for adults who have to see these movies, that their brains be entertained. And most importantly, the people I try and pay attention to the film, but I can't help but watch some of the people as well during the film. And I actually noticed a lot of the dads were enjoying it and laughing. And oftentimes you don't really see dads get into a princess movie. So I thought that spoke for something. And I think the reason why dads liked it, and maybe why I liked it, is the male character, the thief, he's the narrator as well. The male character is very good. The whole screenplay is very modern. It takes a very modern take on all aspects of American family life, male and female stereotypes. The intelligence of the film is what it's the best part of it. The male character is very male, and I don't know, he's just funny. I can't put it any other way. He was just funny. Basically everything he said I laughed at, pretty much. My other favorite characters is that, well, there's no talking animals and no talking inanimate objects in this, which separates it from a Disney film, kind of. But all of the animals seem to communicate with each other and are very human. In fact, the only thing that does not make them human is the fact that they look the way they look and they cannot speak. But they can apparently communicate very well, almost perfectly, to each other and with people as well. But there's a horse and a chameleon. The horse is my favorite part of the movie. He was the best character. For the first half, he is the bad guy. A horse is the bad guy. And I thought it was hilarious. Anything the horse did had me laughing. So I was a big fan of the horse. The chameleon was also funny. And definitely a go-to, very reliable. But the horse, especially in that first half, when he's on the hunt, is hilarious. So I really enjoyed that. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say. Again, I was just really impressed. I didn't expect to, for it to get such good reviews. And that's pretty much what got me in the theater was, wow, look at all these people talking about how good this movie is. And it's also making quite a bit of money. So I definitely knew I wanted to check it out while I had the chance. Again, I saw it in 3D. Very good 3D. Again, it was a gorgeous film. Very good looking. The animation was great. I can't remember who directed it, but I believe this is John Lasseter's, who was the Pixar head, who brought Pixar to Disney and was the Pixar head. Now he's pretty much in charge of Disney animation, period. And you can see his stamp on this. I mean, it's definitely different from prior Disney films, and I think that's due to John Lasseter. I don't know who directed this. I think he's very good. Again, very well directed. Seamless action sequences. Just very well shot. Very well told. I really can't think of anything else to say. I really wish I could justify why I'm not giving it higher than an 8. But it was just something inside. Oh, this film got a lot of applause at the end. That also kind of took me aback. Like when it was over, when it said the end, there was a healthy amount of applause. So that kind of surprised me. Again, it's just a feeling that I had. I don't think it's any better than an 8. I mean, I think it's a great Disney film. I think there's been better animation this year, or better films in the year. Obviously, Toy Story 3 is better. I thought How to Train Your Dragon was better. But maybe those are the only two. It was a very good movie. I fully expected to be nominated for Best Animated Picture. Hands down. So, I really can't think of anything else to say about it. Other than that, I had a really good time. And that if it's possible, take your kids. They're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. See it on the big screen. If you can afford the 3D, do the 3D, because the animation looks very good. The 3D puts you in it, and some of the again, there are some quality psychedelic visuals to be seen here, so that's pretty cool. on the biggest screen possible, at least. So definitely rent it. I mean, it's a really quality movie, and if you're a Disney fan, if you love Disney, you're gonna love this movie. And I thought, I remembered what I really enjoyed about it was the message. You know, that to have no fear. I mean, again, to me, this is kind of what it boiled down to: is to have no fear, don't be afraid of life, follow your dreams, and don't be afraid of the world around you. That it's not that bad, and in most cases, everyone else around you is afraid and fearful to follow their dreams. So, any movie that essentially tells a child to follow their dreams no matter what, I can't denounce that in any way. So, power to them. I think that kids would not only have a great time, maybe it would speak to them and they would learn something from it, which is another, factor of what a great animated film should do. So that's Tangled. It's an 8, one of the better animated films I've seen this year, and I think you should check it out. Thanks.